reality, there's always the guys who are looking for something crazy just because they really just don't care about themselves and they just want something crazy. I know I did that once.
Oh, wait.
Or 3 times.
Wait, you genuinely went for a crazy chick on purpose?
Well, not on purpose. I just sort of realized she's crazy.
Well,
Might as well.
nah, I get you. I've started recording, but just to touch up on that before we actually start it officially for the people listening, you said that you found out along the way that the girl was crazy. So could you say that was your fault? Like, could you say that you were driven to her by that, or that was just a side effect of the situation?
Kind of just a side effect of the situation. Like you just gotta, you're like making out, and then you're just sitting around talking, and you have a couple of drinks in your hand, and then she says something, and you're like, "This is a red flag. This is not this a little red flag. It's like held by a little like ant over there. No, this is one of those giant banners that walks around with a bear suit, freaking waving danger, danger." And you're like, "Sure, let's go for this."
Wait, hold on. So you realized that this chick was crazy way before the dating even began, and you still
No,
convinced?
like there wasn't really any dating per se. It was just more like crazy. I wouldn't call it dating. I'd call it just a crazy scenario.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I mean, it literally only lasted like 2 weeks, if that, just because of how crazy it all was, dude.
Yeah, I feel like
There was a point where I saw her mother like walk to where I was because
Yeah.
I was behind the counter.
Yeah.
And I literally turned to my coworker and I said, "That's the mother." And I just dived, and he was like, "I'm gonna have to go out and just serve her, aren't I?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh."
Hey, that's interesting. Well, before we continue, let me just tell the people, ladies and gentlemen, welcome yet again. I know I've been recording episodes that I haven't uploaded yet. Life is difficult, but welcome to yet another Spiral Arrow podcast episode. But this time, we're not going to be dealing with some of the topics we've been talking about in the sense of video games and the industry and people stealing money and abusing money. That's not what we're talking about today. I'm being joined by a
Pretty selfish.
Pretty much. I'm being joined by a very, very close friend of mine. We've known each other for a long time. Could be
Really?
longer.
It's been that
though.
long? I feel old now.
Man, I feel it's literally been 10 years. I guess it has been 10 years.
Damn.
It's been a while. Letty Sparkles.
No, it must be longer actually.
When was that, Len, when we were talking about The Witcher? Because that's when I knew about you. It
That
was,
was like
10 or 11.
2008.
Ooh!
2008.
It's been a long time. But this man, Larry Sparkles, is coming to grace me with his presence in giving me some information and advice on how to deal with this situation we're with women. We're two guys, I can't say we're boys, we're kind of old now, but we're two guys
Very old.
living in a world where at some point you're gonna have to pick a girl. Daniel is in a position
Throw
where...
a dart. Just throw a dart, right?
Yeah.
Just go that way. You'll
Oh,
find one.
that's how you pick it these days. You just throw and hope for the best.
Yeah, just entirely.
True, but yeah, we're reaching that age where we have to deal with women one way or another, whether it's business, relationships, marriage. You can't avoid it. You can't just say these bitches is crazy and
So,
go
hold on.
play video
You're
games.
saying we can have a relationship without the marriage? Is that what you just said?
I know. I'm not gonna point fingers, but I do know some people who've had relationships, had children, built houses, made families, and are deep within their old age and still haven't gotten married to the person yet. Literally living together for 20 plus years and there is no ring. I know many people like that, which confuses me, but it's there.
I mean, in my eyes, that's a marriage already.
Yeah, pretty much.
But okay.
It's pretty much a marriage. At that point, to be honest with you, as soon as you're having
It's a mere
kids,
formality.
yeah, as soon as you're having kids, to me, you've already tied the knot. You can run away if you're that type of person, but you've already tied the knot. There's no way you can tell me now are just casually having babies. I don't get it.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I've got some relatives, I've got some friends I know, I guess.
Have you?
Yeah.
Man, I thought you were just born by yourself, man.
No, man. But generally, we're gonna be talking about relationships, the stereotypes that men have been put under, this great brainwashing that men are dogs and feminism's the future. Women are kind of losing their identity because of this feminism that's driving them to act like men at their worst, which doesn't fucking make sense, but it is what it is, right? And Daniel's gonna be
I think
coming.
you just gotta be just generally unlucky to find those.
You think like most of the women out and about these days genuinely just want to be a woman or a wife or a mother? Is that really the agenda these days? Because I feel like most.
I wouldn't say like most women want to be a woman, and wife, and a mother, but like it's sort of a thing on their mind. It's like just saying every guy wants to be a father. Like some people genuinely do not want to be a father.
Yeah.
Like I've had several friends. One of them is now actually a father, and he goes, I love my kid. Literally, he loves his kid. Do anything for his kid, but he wishes like he'd actually thought about it and not had the kid in the first place."
Ooh. So,
So
does he wish
It's,
that he
it's
had
generally
does he wish that he had the kid later, or he? I'm failing to
it's a
understand.
statement of. It's basically. You wish he would have been smarter. He wish he'd not done it, but he wouldn't change it because it's already happened, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I get you. No regrets, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't regret the mistake. He just realizes it is a mistake.
That's quite. I don't know. I've never found myself in that
But
situation.
the point is, like, you
Yeah.
can't. I don't see everyone going like, all the women just want feminism. They just want jobs and all that. It's more. I take it the same way as like, not every guy actually wants to be a dad. Not every guy actually wants to work. Like, I've met a guy who is just like, I actually hate to work. I want to be the stay-at-home dad. I want to take care of my wife and do the dishes for her and that kind of thing. It's just whatever your own individual like future's preference there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like you can't generalize for every single body and say that, oh, all men think this way or all women think this way. That's obviously not like a valid thing. But I feel like there's this blurring of. Sure, it may be culture, it may be tradition, but there's a blurring of roles. You know what I mean? For example, these are just examples. Lots of girls are on social media throwing out the booty pics. Lots of girls are showing the cleavage. Lots of girls are so sexual. And it's out there for the world to see. It's not even undercover. Lots of girls are in. Fair and fine, this may be judgmental, but it's just how it is. Lots of girls are out in the bars, they're in the pubs, drinking, getting pissed drunk. Lots of girls are promiscuous and sleeping around. There are a lot of issues that people genuinely can carry for the rest of their lives, whether they regret them or not. This applies to men too. Not saying that men are angels, but the thing is, I feel like for this thing to work between men and women, first of all, there has to be some form of, how can I say, a hierarchy or a role that your responsibilities, your duty is to do this and her duty is to do that. When we can't even tell who's the man and the woman anymore, then how can we expect the relationships to work and the marriages to work when the husband is the wife and the wife is the husband? Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be a funny one for you. I find like literally to me with the whole like women are in the bars, women are in the pubs. To me, that's their right. Fine. It's literally their right. They have everything. We can't deny them that. Okay. But I'll also point out though, the way you just said roles, right?
Yeah.
I find it's interesting. I find it's like very enticing because it just makes more of an interesting marriage. Think about it. If you just put it as like, I'm the man, I've got to provide the meat, you're the woman, you got to provide the cleaning. That's just very, to use just the normal term, that's very just basic bitch.
Yeah.
And I find it's like, it can be more of a puzzle. Like, I find if you have a relationship, which is more of a fun puzzle to work out, like, I genuinely prefer making food, cooking food, seeing my girlfriend have my food, right? She can cook, but not to my standard. So I don't see why she has to cook. So cooking's my thing. And just jumping back like to a previous relationship, this girl was a car girl. Like I never bothered with my car because really, this chick knew all about cars, and phew, I don't need to know. Like, she's set, she knows what she's doing. I'm not going to encroach on that. That's how we work.
Okay.
So it just becomes more of an interesting puzzle piece to put together with how you're going to fit together. Like, I am bad with cars. I'll race a car. I love flooring it. But actually taking care of it or repairing it or anything like that, I'm bad at. And so, in a way, it's nice to have somebody who complemented that by actually like showing me and helping fix the car and stuff like that. And me, I can cook and I can manage shit very well, but whereas they might not be as good as doing that. It's a bit of balance and puzzle piecing together to find if you match.
True. I hear and actually want to thank you on that point of view where you're saying that we shouldn't just view it as a black and white situation, that you actually have to find the person that you fit together with. But even though I compliment,
fair enough. It's your puzzle piece might not be absolutely complete.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean you can't make your own puzzle pieces along the way and grow as a person and make a bigger picture.
True. That's true.
Fill out the gaps.
But the thing is that would take the assumption that each person within the relationship, each person within the marriage or in society is willing to do good for the other and not for themselves. Because part of the issues...
That's just the risk you gotta take, dude.
Yeah, true. Because I was about to say, like, part of the issues that I'm having looking at it in society these days is that people are selfish, obviously. And it's gone to the extent that the selfishness, the bad attitude towards life, all these negative aspects within our human nature are encroaching within our whole man-woman dichotomy, how we relate to each other as male and female, right? Throw in all the issues of gender and, people going through the issues that they're going through currently. A lot of people are left confused. You have, for example, women or girls who wonder, will I ever find a Letty Sparkles who will love me and keep me for the rest of my life? You'll find people who will be wondering, like, the person I'm with, are they actually really invested in this? Or better yet, there's some guy out there who's married to a girl who he loves, but deep down, it bites him, it eats him on the inside that maybe this girl once had an Instagram with all her nude pics and it still exists for everyone else to see. Maybe he's struggling loving her because the fact that other people enjoy the same pleasures he does. So is he special in that relationship or is just another follower? There's a lot of confusion, and I feel like most of our issues and the negatives that come about between male and female is because of that confusion. So yes, roles are not like black and white. like you said, you have to figure things out together and grow together. But we're in a society that's filled with chaos, such that maybe, just maybe, a foundation, a very basic foundation of roles can be the base in which you build that puzzle piece. If most people don't want to accept certain things as a starting place, then I don't really see how it's gonna work. For example, let's just say I'm a man and I wanna get married, and I'm a man who says I really don't wanna have kids, right? And I meet a woman who really wants to have kids. At that point, I don't see that relationship going far at all. You know what I mean?
Really,
No matter
that's one of
how.
the things where you got to talk,
Yeah.
right? You might not even get to that stage of a relationship where you get to like, okay, do we want kids? This kind of thing. I mean, there are a few people, actually plenty of people who just like, they start dating and like, do you want kids? Yes, no, okay. If that's not for us, fine, split. Like, that's it. But then there's a lot of people who just have never had that talk. Maybe it's just because of who they are. They just always felt that kind of future talk scary to themselves because they haven't looked upon themselves to actually ask the question of themselves. They're just sort of gone, oh yeah, I want to be a dad. Never actually asked, do I want to be a dad?
Yeah. Just take it for granted. Life is like
Yes.
this, therefore I be like this.
Yes. So, in that, like, you got to have that conversation, and you got to have that conversation honestly with your partner. And sometimes you got to realize that if you really don't want it, you have to say it. And if they want something, and you can't even go down to a compromise. Like, I don't want. If you are a guy that says, I don't want to support kids in any single way. I don't want to adopt. I don't want like anything like that. Like my own kids, I don't want even to see kids on the weekend. Like take them out to the park just as a charity event. You got to like establish that in that kind of talk and just be like, okay, if you understand that I do not want kids, then it's fine for us to be together. But at any point, if you feel like you actually want kids, understand that this is an undeniable thing for me that I do not want kids. And then the decision has to be made by your partner if they really want kids or not. And that'll literally show.
That
If they really want kids, if that's something they want, then they're going to have to cut the relationship off there.
Yeah, that's true. And
you both have to accept the fact that that's just how it'll happen.
Yeah, most definitely. And the key word I took from your wise words there was communication. And
Yes.
I've got a story about the very last time I almost got into it. It wasn't even a relationship technically, but communication is the very key thing that you said right there. I feel like first of all, before I go into my little backstory, so we live in a world whereby being the good guy, being the good woman or the good girl, you know what I mean, being honest and truthful is actually, people cringe when they hear that. Oh, the goody two shoes. I don't know when it happened, but apparently being a good person, or at least trying to be amongst your issues, is something that's frowned upon. Everyone wants to have the upper hand. Everyone wants to benefit in some way. I don't know, maybe I'm not wording it right, but this is the example that I was in. And then maybe you, to be honest with you, I think you have way better relationship experiences than I've had in my life, because mine have been filled with my own issues manifesting themselves into the relationships that I have. So I kind of defeat myself in that way. But anyway, one girl, 2019, so it's been a while now. And initially we started off as friends. Good friends. We hadn't known each other long, but we're great friends. She liked games, just like I do. We had common grounds of talking, common interests. common plans as to how the hell we're gonna sort out this life individually, right? Not like as a couple. Like what is it, this life that we're living? And you know, as you become friends, one thing I realize between the chemistry between men and women is that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to maintain actual friendship between a man and a woman who are not related in any way. I have this theory that at some point sexual attraction happens. Then it's up to you to control it or not, but it will happen, right? So we failed to control it. One thing led to another, and she ended up having feelings for me, but this was a time where I personally had personal issues that were not conducive for a relationship. But me thinking that I'm the good person that I am, I explained this. No, currently I'm in this situation. I don't think personally I would be comfortable in a relationship while I'm in this situation. I've got these character flaws that I don't think you would like, and I just need some time to work on these things. Can you be patient? Right, I try to be as clear and transparent as possible, even to the point of saying that yes, before, like during our friendship these past weeks or months, there've been some possible suitors, girls who have been trying to worm their way into my life, but I don't really see where it's going with them. You know, I didn't trust these people. It could have been women just looking for a certain advantage over me. I didn't trust them. I didn't know them well, not as well as her. Everything was fine, everything was transparent. I thought I did the right thing. Weeks and months go, this girl falls deeper and deeper, I assume. But she still knows where I stand, and the amount of time I asked for hadn't elapsed. And this is not like years and years, we're talking a few months. And I'm saying, no, not yet ready, just hold on. That ended up being what she held against me as a grudge. You're using me. Why are you making me wait? You're just roping me along. Why can't I get what I want? Why can't you lie to me? At that point, I didn't even know what to say anymore. A person asked me, why can't I just lie for once in a while? Daniel, that confused the shit out of me. Because I thought at this point I'm communicating, I'm being honest about everything. If I wanted to lie to her, I could have. If I wanted to cheat on her, I could have. The options were there. But I thought to myself, no, let me try deal with this situation that I'm not ready for, like some form of adult, and see what happens responsibly. But then all those things were used against me. You don't lie. Why don't you lie? You're roping me along because I asked for time. All the other things I was shouted for, and she well, not till this day, but for a very long time she resented me, and I think she still holds a grudge against me till this day. So in that situation, Letty, what do you think about such a situation? Because like you said, communication is key, but I'm just seeing that we live in a world where either people don't really know how to communicate anymore, of which I think that's the real issue, and also the fact that people aren't really ready for the truth. You can't handle the truth. So what do you think, man?
I think, like, it's a bit strange, right? First of all, I applaud the whole decision to be like, I'm not ready for this, okay, and then to tell her, okay. But I think it's just my style to be like, maybe it is kind of my style, because I actually would have gone into the relationship, but said something slightly different. I would have said, look, if you want this, if you want to be with me, just understand this is how I am right now because of what's happening to me right now. I feel like I'm struggling, and I think it'll be hard if you actually want this. But I feel like I would still like to spend time with you and go further and like grow together.
Yeah, I hear
it's
that.
sort of there's a similar thing to where with my current girlfriend, she is socially anxious. Like she has real issues, like talking in in even a slightly large group, anything above like 5 people, she'll just shut up, not talk, completely shrink back. She's a very small person as well, so right, she will just disappear into the shadows, kind of thing. So it does take a bit of sometimes understanding, like she's going to do that, and also sometimes helping her by sort of holding her hand and bringing her forwards, like in front, so she can say something when she knows she wants to say something, but she's too afraid to. So sometimes it's letting her stand back, and sometimes it's pulling her forwards. That's what, to me, as her partner, is about. Is just figuring out when to pull and when to push to help her grow.
You know, if only I did. Sorry to disturb you. My question is, where were you in 2019 when I needed to hear this nonsense? That's all I'm saying.
Dealing with our own shit.
Hey man,
we all got to deal with our own shit.
Yeah, everyone has their own shit. Because just before you continue, it's true that, like, I'm not saying like she was all to blame. I even told her that, yeah, no, I messed up, but I messed up. You know what I mean? But forgiveness, yo, that's very rare these days.
Yes, I do think that probably forgiveness is probably a rare thing. And on her side, I'd just put it out that she was not really expecting, just sort of demanding without giving. There was no trade. There was just like, you're supposed to give me this because we're here at this point. Yeah, she should have at least just forgiven and just given something, like, okay, can we do this, or just something else, or even like some misdirection, right? If you can just it's just sort of a dating technique where you just, instead of going directly to the issue, like, you aren't dating me like this, okay, completely misdirect. There's like, it's, how do I put it? Basically, Charles, do you just want to go? No, it's not a date, but would you like to just go to the fair today? And you just stick next to each other the whole day, and just, you don't have to be extra feely. Just sort of stick next to each other and have a nice time, and just keep doing that. And slowly, you're wearing the other person down to where it feels natural, and then it becomes a date as well.
Do you know the sad thing is, I feel like I was doing that to her. Because as much as I told her the situation I was in at the time, it's not like we stopped hanging out. Like, I summarized the story, yes, but this is something that happened within a period of 5 to 6 months, from May to November of 2019. It was quite some time. And during that time, I still hung out with her, took her to the park, would go out and eat, and, do things that couples would do. But I guess what ate her the most was the fact that the title was not there, that these two people are not called boyfriend and girlfriend. Because we did everything.
That's sad.
Yeah, we did everything a couple does.
Then that's sad. Okay, because really, I do dislike having to put titles on things.
I think that's
it sort of puts you in a section, or it puts you in a box, and some people like to be put in a box and be like, I'm bisexual, or I'm ADHD, I have Asperger's. Whereas really, it's life is not about a box label. Life is like messy streaks of paint, messy blobs and tin cans of paint going everywhere. There's puzzle pieces mixed in there. There's a random block of wood sitting right in the middle of that jar, and it's got purple all over it. Why has it got that? That's what life is.
True. I think
you can't just have someone who's been like, I've got ADHD. It's more like, really, I just find I'm incredibly distracted. I can't focus. But then if you talk about this specific subject, you've got the world from me. You've got absolutely every single syllable out of my mouth, every bit of focus. If you can talk about this, I don't know what it is yet, but this is the thing. Maybe it's that. And also I like monkeys. Who knows? It's just something. It's just people are complex that you can't put them into boxes.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe she wanted a box and I wasn't providing the box. But either way, I'm like I said, I just want to make this extremely clear. This girl was a good person. It just hurts me that we were in speaking different frequencies at the time. You know what I mean? It's like if I could go back, I guess I would have tried to understand it better. But I think I did the best I could given the information I had at the time. I'm not gonna shoot myself down, but the reason why I came up with that example with the whole communication and honesty and truth is, like I was saying, we live in this world where, first of all, people don't really want to say the truth. People want to benefit, people want to get the advantage, and no one's really honest and no one's really communicating. I'm happy for you that things are working out for you, right? But I feel like the vast majority of people are lost, very lost. And I don't know personally what can be done, because I feel like the men are as lost as the women. Everyone's going in the wrong directions, and very few people are actually getting what it's all about. So the reason why I'd asked you to come and talk to me about this in the first place is because of the fact that when I look at you and I look at your life, things are going somewhere. You look like you're a guy who's really taken the situation you were given and you're like, okay, fine, this is it. This is my life. These are the tools that I have with the situation that's there. Let me just make it work. From work to the relationship to life to where you stay, how you live as a person, as a man. So it's like, so far as we've been talking, you've been giving out this information. It's like sometimes maybe you just need to hear things from someone else to reinforce them in yourself. But also, it could just be the fact that you work differently from all the other guys I hang out with. You know what I mean? Maybe you're on another level that most people aren't at right now. What would you say most people have to do? Guys like me, who, first of all, I'm not really a ladies man. I'm good with women. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a shy guy. I know how to talk with women to some degree. But I'm not a promiscuous guy. I'm not a womanizer. I'm not cunning. I'm not sly. You know what I mean? Those labels can be given to some other people in their own boxes. But for the guys like me, who are really confused as to what it is to be a man in the society and what it is to find a woman in the society, not just a girl, not just looking for sex, looking for an actual woman with should I say, a smart, intelligent, upright, respectable woman. What do you think guys are doing wrong, and what do you think guys can do right? Because I feel like if we can't get our things in order, if men can't do the right thing, this is not gonna get any better, and it will all get worse. Even the kids, as you can see, the younger generation is even more lost than we were when we were their age. So it's only getting worse, and it has to stop at some point. What can we do for the guys out there to at least try take the baby steps towards some sort of redemption, I guess?
First thing, maybe, is just don't rush. Maybe part of the problem is you're rushing to find someone. Maybe, yeah. What I would say is, right. This is sort of a view I'd had with my girlfriends. Is none of them are going to ever live with me. Even my current girlfriend will not live with me until they have lived by themselves first. If they can like understand what it's like to live by themselves first, then I'm more than happy to live with them, because they know what it's like. They know how to take care of themselves, because they've all had their mothers to take care of them. They've never had to go shopping and pick out domestos. They've never had to go and be like, oh, I need cat litter and I need some scrubbing soap, and oh, I need to fill up the car, and they need to pay insurance. Until they know those sort of things, they're not really as responsible, and I don't want them to move in with me right after they moved out of their parents' house, and be like, oh, where do we get the domestos, or like who cleans the toilet? How do you clean a toilet? That kind of thing. Like those are the sort of basics you get when you move out from your parents. If you know those, then you've gone like on your next step, right?
Yeah.
Some people that's like really young, they've already done that sort of things. That's why sometimes you meet someone who's like really mature for their age, is because they've had to grow up differently. They've had to scrub a toilet at 12. You know, they've had to go shopping and get bread and get some soap and stuff like that earlier than other people. And that's why you see other people are very immature, because they haven't, it's not specifically saying they have to go shopping by themselves. It's just more they've had things to do that other people haven't yet done. And that's how you sort of figure out that somebody's like growing up. And like some people at college still like rely on their parents. Some people at college do everything for themselves, and that is like college is almost a hindrance to them, because they've still got to do this, they've still got to do that, and they just need paperwork just to say they're actually good at what they do. You get both types of people, and really, you trying to find a girlfriend and find a wife and everything else, you've got to you yourself also grow up and give time, and you will, I believe, find someone in life accidentally who will sort of be your girlfriend and grow to be your partner. Because like how I met my current girlfriend and how I've met most of my long-term girlfriends is actually by accident. It's sort of where, yeah, sure, you're open to the. I was always open to the prospect of a new girl in my life. I've always been sort of like, man, I feel like I'm always alone. But then that's because you've actually shut your mind. If you feel like you're alone and you're actually shutting your mind to what's right in front of you, you're looking at this other girl, but you're not looking at her. You're just like objectifying her, really, but just sort of looking at her and not thinking girlfriend. You actually got to look to the person next to them, because they're the ones you've not even realized, like, actually, this person's grown up. They're not looking at you with puppy dog eyes, because they're looking ahead on their own lives. They're looking for, right, I've got to sort out my next month's car payments. I've got to do this. And you yourself have got to go, like, okay, I need to do this in my life. I need to do this in my life. Then when you look up again, you'll see, this woman over here that I wasn't looking at before, this woman over here has got her life is getting her life sorted, like me. I'm like her. I want to be with her. And that's the kind of person you'll end up picking. That's the person who will end up picking you. Because like my girlfriend right now, we met at work, and I was just casually flirting, but I was also casually flirting with a few other girls around work and outside of work. But then it was basically, we got talking and got to know each other. Like, she's gonna be a structural engineer. And here am I just thinking, right, I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done in my future. So we go, that actually kind of works out. Yeah, it took like a bit of a brave step where we were both drinking and some good music came on, and I was like, you want to dance? But that's just sort of something to get us going. Whereas what actually made us interested in each other in the first place was the conversations we'd had well before we even considered going out with the other person.
That's some prolific shit, man. I was just thinking to myself that, well, first of all, what you're saying is true in the sense that as well, I can't speak for the women listening, but as guys, usually you fixate on the girl you want, right? Like in terms of usually what catches you first is the physical attraction to a girl. But like you're
Of course.
saying, maybe that's not the thing you should be focusing on. Instead of trying to look for the good looking girl, you know what I mean, or the well dressed girl, try align yourself with the girl who aligns with your life. What person are you? What do you struggle with? What do you need? You know what I mean? Because most guys, first of all, as growing up as boys, you know, you cry. Stop crying, be a man. You know, you can't express your emotions. That way you grow up with all these broken things inside you, and you can't even ask for support because be a man. And I feel like that's an issue most men carry. So instead of trying to find the woman who makes you feel good or makes you feel better because it's nice, look for the woman who can there, how can I say, look at or see all these weaknesses in you, at least try find ways to support you as a man, and you support her. And it's not about the attraction, physical attraction. It's more so about the mind of the woman than her body. But you know, people hear that and they cringe still.
I mean, really, you still got to find your partner attractive.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes later. Sometimes it's like immediately attractive. You got to find what you find attractive, sure, but there's no good finding a nice woman to talk to, like look at, and then you have nothing to really talk to her about.
Yeah.
It's like, to use a dumb analogy here, it's like finding a piece of cardboard that really just looks great. It's a nice figure of Celine Dion or Rihanna, but that's all it is. It's just a piece of cardboard. You're like, looks good. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I
You can find it's or pick up a piece of origami that's like this beautiful. You can fold it up and like you'll be entertained for ages. Versus your picture of Rihanna. Yeah.
True. What I'd wanted to say before I move on was, I feel like if ever there are people listening to this, right, I feel like one other important thing maybe that I haven't said yet is most guys, or at least most men, it's within our nature, should I say, to group up as men. We always try find our groups. No, it's me and Dan and the boys. You know what I mean? It's always good to make sure that whoever you spend most of your time with, right, this group of the boys that you hang out with, to have level-headed and, should I say, wise men, wise guys who have either been through the experience of life, or at least have an open and intelligent view of the situation like you. So I feel like what you said today, I hope it helps someone, because it's helped me. But I feel like everyone else who doesn't have a Letty Sparkles in their life needs to find one real quickly. Because the whole point of being that quote unquote be a man, yes, you have to be a man in the sense of your responsibilities in this life, but don't be unrealistic. Learn from your mentors. Learn from your mentors, accept your weaknesses, and try get help, support to fix the things and be a better person. The way the situation is right now is that male and female are at war. A war that's caused or was caused by people who honestly have no, how can I say this, who don't have your best interests in mind, right? We're just being pitted against each other, but we actually do need each other to progress this life. So instead of looking for solutions in terms of I want to win, let's try look for solutions where we all win, we all help each other, and we all support each other. So the guys need to help the guys to help the women, right? And the women need to help the men. There's no point in us arguing over, I'm entitled in this, or you are not entitled in that, or I'm more powerful than you, or you are not powerful than me. That at the end of the day doesn't really get this situation to end. It probably just prolongs the fight. So I don't know, man. we've been sitting here 44 minutes and you've said some really wise words. Coming into this, I thought, I was like, I'm gonna throw some knowledge. I'm gonna say all these things. And then I listened to you speak, and then I was like, God damn it, I don't know anything, do I? I was about to talk a whole bunch of shit, so it kind of just vanished. I was now just listening to all the things you had to say. But before we call it an episode, first of all, I would like to say thank you, man. This was amazing. But is there any last words you would like to tell the people on anything, whether it's this we've been talking about or life in general, or anything you think would be beneficial for anyone listening to this episode? Because we are talking about life and relationships between men and women, how we can fix the situation.
I would say maybe be self-introspective. Just look at yourself first before you look at anyone else. Actually assess yourself. Think of what you are, who you are as a person, what you do, what your flaws are, what your good sides are, and like how you treat other people, and realize what you can and can't fix.
The can't fix part, that's gonna be hard to identify, because I feel like a lot of people who want to change will try change everything, and those who don't want to change won't try change anything. So what you said is true, but it requires discipline,
Willpower,
and strength. It's gonna be very difficult to accept who you are and actually sit down with that person and be like, okay, let's sort this shit out today. Because most people just want what they want.
Sorting
now.
stuff out takes time. It's nothing immediate. It takes time.
Yeah, one girl once told me, I'm not here to fix you. And then I thought to myself, well, if we're not gonna change me and you're not happy with who I am, rather I just go. You know what I mean? Because it's like you can't come with expectations. And then I say, what can we do to achieve them? And then you tell me it's not your concern. We're already not a team.
That's not working together. That's just working for yourself.
Exactly. So yeah, for sure, for the people listening in, that selfish part of yourself that just wants things, take it, put it aside. Look at yourself and be honest. Me, that's the only thing I can say to anyone listening in right now. I'm not the best at anything, but whenever you have the situation, just tell the truth, because at the very least you're being yourself. Whether that person likes it or not, you're being yourself. They always say, just be yourself. I feel like it begins there. The words that come out of your mouth and the intentions of your actions. Just be honest. Girl, I'm fucked up. Take it from there. If she can't take it from there, chances are she was never the one for you to begin with. So there's no point in fighting over things like that. You know what I mean? When we start lying and pretending and greedy and selfish, and that's when I feel like the drama begins. But I guess some people like drama. Who knows? But anyway, Dan, thanks a lot. Do you have any social media that you would like to share where people can find you, or are you a lone ranger who would like to fly under the radar?
Probably I'm probably just gonna stay. Well, you can probably find me on anything. It's literally Letty Sparkles, but just Steam, Twitch, Twitter, all that shit.
All right.
I mean, I don't really mind. It's fine.
Well, thanks, man. For the people listening in, this is a Spiral Arrow episode number I have forgotten. I'm still yet to check my channel and see what's what and cross-reference it with the episodes that I've recorded and haven't uploaded. Today was January 5, 2021. Hopefully I'll continue recording more, and when you listen to these in the future, you'll be able to ask questions and we can take it on from there. Thanks for listening in, everybody, and thanks, Daniel, for everything. Have a great day, great evening, stay safe, avoid the COVID. We'll see what the vaccine has to say. I'll see you people soon.